And you can see?
Yes.
Okay. So my presentation is on program support for first-generation college students. First-generation college students are identified as students who are the first in their immediate family to attend college. And the support is really needed for first-generation students on multiple levels. So first-generation students face greater challenges navigating college than peers who are continuing generation students, meaning that a parent or somebody in their immediate family has navigated the system before them. And challenges include both structural and cultural capital challenges. And those are later defined as structural, could be inequalities in qualified school teachers and lack of college prep courses offered within the public city school districts that these students go to. Cultural capital looks at Pierre Bourdieu's work, and it looks at the reward system of cultural practices of the white middle class. And to really sum up his research, it shows that the better that a parent can navigate the school culture, the better the outcomes the children have. And one of the examples he used is if you have a medium income home and you have a family member who can take care of parent-teacher conferences or go into the school and make appointments and stay on children's homework and get extra support and additional support for your child versus somebody that maybe is working 2 jobs as a single parent, the outcomes are significantly higher for children whose parents know how to navigate the system and to be their advocate and ask for additional support. Other barriers were identified as educational persistence, pre-college academic preparation, and the ability to finance their education. So how is this applicable to nursing clinical practice? So retention of first-generation nursing students is directly related to patient care and satisfaction within the medical community. And this is how it's related. It's estimated that approximately 30% of first-generation applicants were significantly more likely to be a student of color, an adult learner, a veteran, immigrant, or an international student. And we know from multiple studies that patients receive better care and experience greater satisfaction when a medical provider mirrors their ethnic, racial, linguistic, or socioeconomic background. And we know that predominantly most of the working force is, white females that are most of the bedside nurses. And we all know that that's not the patient demographic and or population that we're taking care of. So the more diversified our workforce is, the more patient satisfaction we can achieve. So having a diverse workforce that successfully graduates nursing school will improve patient care and outcomes, and the increased retention of first-generation college students will then assist in further diversifying the workforce. This looks at the financial implications of retention of first-generation students. So the Federal Reserve Board here in the United States came out with a study in 2020. And it looked at households with at least a bachelor's degree and then compared those to households that didn't have a bachelor's degree and people that had multiple generations of income. And what they found was pretty staggering. The average household income headed by a first generation graduate in the United States is $99,600 compared to a second generation graduate at $135,800. And then the median wealth of households headed by first generation college graduates was $152,000 annually. And that trailed households headed by second generation grads by $244,500. So in rough numbers, if you look at the overall lifetime impact, and you use rough numbers that, a person goes into the workforce and works a 30-year career. If you look at a first generation income, it would be about $2.9 million in a lifetime versus a second generation graduate who would make just over $4 million. So we have an inequality of over $1 million of earned income. And then if you look at the wealth of households, it's $4.5 million versus $7.3 million. So almost a $3 million difference over their lifetime for earning capacities, just based on whether they were a first generation or a second generation graduate. And it's significantly lower if they did not attend college or secondary education at all. So the stakeholders identified in this program of support are the first generation college students themselves, nursing schools, and then healthcare organizations. So the goal of the program is to provide support to first generation students at Moyne Nursing. And this really looks at recommendations for prerequisites, assistance applying to the program, and assistance applying for financial aid. And in the research, these are identified by both students and parents as barriers to going to college and navigating the college system. Goal 2 is to provide each first generation nursing student a mentor, and this mentor will also double as the student's academic advisor if the student is admitted to the nursing program. The mentor or academic advisor will be the students with the student during their 4 years at Moyne. So it will also be their point of contact for this program and their academic advisor throughout the 4 years. And our third goal is to graduate 90% of first generation students through the program at Moyne. Outcomes and objectives. The first outcome is for first generation nursing students will report feeling supported or very supported during the application phase of applying to Moyne Nursing undergraduate program by using the Likert scale, which I have in the next slide for you to view. Outcome 2 is first generation nursing students will report feeling very supported or supported by their assigned mentor or academic advisor during their time in the program using the Likert scale. And the third outcome is Moyne College Department of Nursing will have a retention rate of 90% or greater for all first generation students enrolled in the undergraduate program. So this is the first generation nursing retention exit survey. So at the time of graduation, the students will fill out these 5 questions, and it will help us track the progress of the first generation program at Moyne. Questions specifically looked that they felt the one-day workshop prior to applying to Moyne supported my academic success. They felt the college nursing faculty who hosted the one-day workshop supported me in the application process. Question 3 looks at the representative from financial aid department who hosted the one-day workshop supported me in the application process. Question 4 is having an assigned first generation mentor made me feel supported. And question 5 is the scheduled semester meetings for the first generation students made me feel supported during my time in the nursing program. So our interventions to achieve these outcomes. So Moyne College nursing faculty will host a one-day workshop each semester for first generation students. This workshop will be tailored to providing information on prerequisite courses for the program, reviewing the Moyne nursing application, having a financial aid representative from the school speak to the group about applying for aid, and reviewing scholarship opportunities within Moyne College. The workshop will provide first generation students the opportunity to ask questions without feeling embarrassed. So this is really important. Moyne College is a Jesuit college. We're one of the 28 Jesuit colleges in the United States. And typically most Jesuit colleges are on the outskirts of a major city. And we deal within the immediate community, a lot of lower socioeconomic status. We have a lot of people from different demographics that really target these first generation students. So our interventions are actually before they actually come to our college, before they apply to our college, before they're accepted, really going out into their community, working at the high school level with counseling, with guidance counselors, and having church groups and nonprofits, and really having the students and the parents coming in and providing a safe environment where they can ask their questions and really get a handle on what is college, how do I prepare for it, is my son or daughter ready, and what do I need to do as a parent to get them there. Our interventions also look at the mentor. So as the mentor or academic advisor for the first generation nursing students, in addition to scheduled academic appointments that are set by the college, each first generation cohort will meet once a semester. And these meetings will be designed as an open forum where first generation students can come with questions or use the time to reconnect with their other peers that are also first gen students and provide support to each other. Faculty can use these meetings to review academic success tips and offer studying tips and just kind of be a secondary support person for them as they are going to college for the first time. The timeline for our intervention. So this program for providing support to improve academic outcomes for first generation nursing students will start in the spring semester of 2022. So it'll be rolling out next spring. And the first evaluation data will be available in fall of 2026. At this time, the first generation student in the nursing program will complete the first generation nursing retention exit survey, and the program will run each semester with a new cohort of first generation students. The evaluation process, so the impact of the project will be evaluated by student feedback on the exit survey and the completion rate of first generation nursing students. So we will look at both the qualitative and the quantitative data. The exit survey will measure both pre-admission experiences and students' experience during the program. These evaluations will be utilized to make future improvements within the Moyne Nursing Department and to continue to provide support for our first generation applicants. The overall long-term impact. So this program will be focused on our undergraduate nursing students. However, the goal is their positive experience at Moyne in the undergraduate coursework will impact where they go and complete graduate school. First generation students are not limited to undergrad programs. First generation student struggles are not limited to undergrad programs. So there is a new study out from Wilcox that looks at stress related to graduate and doctoral programs, and it's much higher among students of color and students from lower socioeconomic status backgrounds. So even though they're first generation, and it's significant in the baccalaureate program, it continues on into the graduate and doctoral work as well. First generation students also reported in the same study that they had greater credit related stress, personal and professional financial stressors related to going to graduate school, and they had a greater likelihood of delaying life milestones than their continuing ed peers. And this included marriage, buying a house, and starting a family. Overwhelming support in the undergraduate program has the potential to impact our alumni when choosing graduate programs and doctoral programs. Here at Moyne, we also offer a family nurse practitioner program and soon to have up and running our doctorate of nursing program. I've attached my references here. I think it is important just to point out that